Angry Pepper. I actually like Jason Angry Pepper. I like Bear, but Bear I think he's hardened his heart too much. He's allowed his heart to become very cold, but he's seen some shit. Okay, his righteous anger is well and definitely righteous. I can't. There's no way I can take away from that. But if we allow ourselves to fall to the same degradation or anger and hatred and lack of compassion and empathy as those people, are we any better? Honestly, are we any better? There's no way in a million billion years that we can forgive the things that they have done. But I think we need to leave those people behind. All of them. At all levels. Even here, little old Tasmania. We need to walk away from them. They are filthy, dirty, putrid animals. All of them. None of them are immune. Because they've all been hanging around with one another. I haven't heard any of them blow the whistle on each other. I haven't heard a single one of them come out and actually swear a lawful oath of office to the people. But they all make promissory affirmations to the state or some kind of obscured version of an oath. It's not the lawful oath of office to be sworn to the Commonwealth. The people of the Commonwealth, which is us. So, sorry, not one single one of you is worthy of blunting a pencil at a polling booth. Not one of you is worth the shaving of sharpening one in the first place. We need to make these people so irrelevant that they banish themselves. We can't allow this to fester on any longer. Now I'm going to show you out Angry Pepper's version of what I've just said. Same thing. I haven't seen it all, but I know he's going to go. I know exactly where he's going to go. I've been watching this guy long enough.
The fallout we did not expect. All right, guys. So there seems to be, or could be, major fallout from the Epstein file release, right? The new 3.5 million documents that were released just the other day. And there's a lot of politicians, celebrities, and world leaders mentioned in these files. Now, the fallout could be, guys, if people look at these files and believe it, which I think 99% of them are true. I think some of them are just mentioning of other celebrities or comedians and things like that. But if the fallout is true, we might and hopefully see some uprising throughout the world, taking these politicians and throwing them in garbage cans, if you know what I mean. There's a point in time, guys, where we're looking at proof of these evil people doing evil stuff to underage people, that at some point in time, guys, we got to saddle up and do something about it. Now, I am sitting here saying, yes, something needs to be done if this stuff is true. We cannot rely on the DOJ, they're compromised. We can't rely on the FBI, they're compromised as well. In fact, they're so compromised, Sacha Baron Cohen, that comedian who everybody swears is funny, he did one thing, Borat, and everybody thought he was like the most clever Jew in the world. He's not. He has some funny skits, but anyway, he did a skit involving a joke, which I don't know how this is a joke. I think this is more an undercover sting on his behalf, and he disguised it as a joke. But nonetheless, he winds up going to a hotel and joking around about having an 8-year-old person that needs to leave his room. And he calls the bellhop, and the bellhop is talking to him like, we don't do that kind of stuff, but we can get rid of the kid. And don't do that kind of stuff, I mean that. Anyway, long short of it is, he goes, hey, is there any way I can get another one of these 8-year-old people? The bellhop, without missing a beat, goes, I can put you in contact with somebody can handle that situation for you and get you another one of those. With that, Sasha Cohen then takes all of that information, the video, and gives it to the FBI, and the FBI does nothing with it. The FBI is compromised. All of our agencies, guys, are compromised. They're compromised whether they lean left or right. Whether there's a Democrat in office or Republican, they're compromised. They're compromised to the American people. Meanwhile, I make a comment about Trump possibly getting off, and I have 2 FBI agents interviewing me. But mention missing kids or a pedophile ring, radio silence. They're compromised. Our entire government is compromised, and there are things that need to be done to uncompromise it. But if we go that route to uncompromise our government, that is probably either an insurrection, which is needed, a rebellion, or civil war. Now, civil war would be because so many people are in denial that our administration or current administration is capable of doing these things to these kids. There are people that are already defending Trump as if they knew Trump their entire life.
Yeah. See, I get that, and that'd be horrible. You know why? Him and Bear thinks that Trump's trying to do the right thing, but he's compromised. He's obviously in a different frame of mind. This is going to be hard. It's going to be hard on people like that. They are 2 bears. Now, there's plenty of people like that. Even two cubs. Bear baptised him. It's what I'm getting at before. This is what I was getting at with it's time to face the reality of non-disclosure. You see, with all this disclosure, there will be people that just won't be able to accept it. There are people that will want the most bloodthirstiest of revenges. There will be those who will be almost comatose from it. Just paralysed in disbelief and dismay that they've been fooling themselves for all this time, and there will be family members destroyed that their uncle, aunt, mother, father, sisters, cousins have been involved in this shit. And then there's the AOC factor. Of what's going to be proven and what isn't. What's going to be disproven, because they won't be able to prove it beyond reasonable doubt. Which is why I say I think this is the whitewash. It's dead. It's already dead in the water. It was dead in the water ages ago. We're all arguing about it, and it's a distraction. But it doesn't change the fact that people are going to be fucking livid worldwide. We have to be really using this and this combined. You're just going to have to. Now, I've also noticed, and which Jason has noticed, but Angry Prep here has noticed, there has been a shock and hardening of hearts. There has been a massive uptick in people becoming more and more comfortable with violence as the answer. which came about 5 years ago, if you know what I mean. It's like that RNA changed something in our DNA, which I think you'll find it did. It's calcified the pineal glands and disconnected them from their source of empathy, their source of conflict resolution. Every problem is a nail, and the solution has to be a hammer, and if the hammer don't work, get a bigger hammer. And if that don't work, get a gun. If that don't work, get a tank. If that don't work, go to war. You know what I'm saying? We've got a massive, massive, massive problem. Which is why I say hell and heaven are both on earth. And the meek shall inherit the earth. That's the scriptures say it. Everything's pointing towards that if you really think about it. If you're willing to put your biases down for just a little while, your arrogance, your ignorance, your ingrained belief of disbelief, your religion of atheism, put it down for a while and just think. What have we done? What have we allowed to happen? Now you can wallow in that, but that doesn't fix anything. You can get angry, but more anger only begets more anger and violence and escalates and so on and so forth, and will raise everything to the ground. Or we can start distancing ourselves from those who have a problem for every solution. Walk away from this shit. Let the fucking big fish hook themselves. Okay? They became their own bait and hooked themselves. Let them eat themselves. Let the rich eat the rich. Just because they got the power, that doesn't mean they ever had the right. They've never had the right. And they still don't have the right. They will never have the right. Nobody has the right to hold power over anybody. This is why I've been saying for the longest time, nobody has a clue what law is. And they say, that's against the law, you're breaking the law, you're a criminal. Now we can be like Christ and we can go into the temples and flip tables. He got in trouble for that, remember? It was righteous anger, but he displayed it in the wrong way. He got in trouble himself. His own conscience. He went against his own conscience. That's the lesson to be learnt from that. What did it achieve? The poor people got punished. We make their tables barren and bare. We don't flip their tables. We make them eat them. We make them eat themselves. We make them take themselves through their own non-disclosure. We make them take their own validity off the table. They are not valid. They are invalids. They are morally bankrupt. No amount of money is ever going to buy back their soul. There is no court on earth that is going to deal with this other than the court of their own conscience. You refuse to sell them anything. If they're going to refuse to let us buy, trade or sell without their silly little fucking digital mark of the beast, fine. We refuse to deal with them. We refuse to sell to them. We refuse to work for them. We refuse to let them eat our food. We refuse to give them their shelter that they take from us. We refuse to let them profit financially. Profit financially, for those who like to convolute the profit and profit. We're not taking anything from them. That's the whole point. You're not being cruel. You're not taking anything away from them. You're just refusing to give them any more. So next time someone talks to you about self-entitlement, I'm going to drop a name here, and it's going to piss him off. Josh Boone, telling us we're self-entitled because we think we're entitled to have rubbish removal? Because we're housos? I got what you're talking about, mate. You think I'm a fucking idiot. You think it goes over my head. It doesn't. Everything gets calculated. Everything. The self-entitled cunts sit down there in that fucking ivory tower, refusing to answer questions. Fine. They don't want to deal with us. We don't want to deal with any of you. Be gone. You're at zero value. All you do is take. We're going to have to sort out the wheat from the chaff, people, but there's a right and a wrong way to do it. We cannot lower ourselves to their standards. Otherwise, we may as well just go on the way we've been going on for all these centuries. Banging our head against the wall, rallying and protesting, whinging and bitching and sulking and accomplishing fuck all. We walk away from it. We drop it like a hot spud, like a rotten chop. Just drop it. It's bad for you. Don't touch it. It stinks. Funny how God works. Funny how God works, isn't it? If you're going to get angry and it's going to be righteous anger, there, I'm begging you, man, don't stop. Just please stop. You're a good man. You're a good man. You have saved so many souls. You have taken women and children and rebuilt their lives. You have given them a second chance that they wasn't going to get any other way. Don't ruin that legacy. Don't ruin that legacy. I can see the pain. I can see the anger. And I'm there with you, brother. I'm there with you. You have the ability to build a community. You have everything you need. You have so much more there at your disposal, at your fingertips than me. I have a home that's a housing department place in suburbia. I'm battling against the law, against myself, by myself. I'm just me and 2 kids. But I'm not going down that road, man. I refuse to. It's the wrong road. It's too damn dark. It's way too dark. Bosie will have yous all running down that road with torches and pitchforks to your own destruction. A lot of them. Sitting back and trusting the plan is not a plan. You can wish and hope, but I've got this one from Bear for crying out loud. You can wish and hope in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up first. Wishing and hoping ain't a plan or a strategy. And getting angry, what does that get you? In any situation, an assault charge and locked up and, labelled not a real nice guy, lonely. If you're going to get violent, if you're going to get angry, you've got to focus that in the right direction. You've got to channel that in the right way. Into the right things, the right projects, the right building, reconstructing community, building church, kindling. There's going to be a lot of broken people. How are you going to fix them with a hammer? You can't fix a human with a hammer. You put the hammer and nails down. Should we be nice to these people? Fuck no! Hell no! Don't talk to me. There's no time for you. I have 0 fucking seconds for you. And you need to get away from me. Because, I'm not going to go out of my way to hook you. And come any closer, you're going to be within kicking distance. Go. That direction, don't come back. Go home, pack your shit, fuck off. Where? Into the ocean for all I care with a millstone around your neck. Couldn't care less. That's on you, buddy. That's on you. It's not for us to take lives from people who took lives. I think you'll find an eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, life for limb and live for life. It means to cut them off from their life source, their lifeline. Let them be their own undoing. That's on them. All this is on them. If you want to be sensible, if you want to come out of this on top, you're going to have to hold yourself to a pretty damn high standard. Because what right does anyone have to hold somebody else to a higher standard than themselves? I'm going to end on that.